I'm going to be getting rid of some of the fish in the 125-gallon tank. Okay, so the fish that I will be getting rid of in this tank is mainly the angelfish that are in here. So what did I get? Boom! Check him out, y'all. Check him out. Hey YouTube, it's me again. So in today's video, I'm going to do what I've been telling you guys for the longest time. I'm going to be getting rid of some of the fish in the 125-gallon tank, starting off with the big pleco right here. I'm also going to be getting rid of some of the fish in the 75-gallon tank. Okay, so the fish that I will be getting rid of in this tank is mainly the angelfish that are in here and the zebradanios. So I'm going to be getting rid of the koi, the silvers. I'll be keeping the platinum, and I'll be keeping one of the silver platinums that I've raised since they were fry. Everything else I'm going to get rid of except for the Oscar and the catfish down at the bottom. I'll be getting rid of the cory cats as well. I'm just going to completely put new livestock in this 75-gallon tank. These fish have been with me for a very long time, and a lot of you guys don't really care about them. I care about them a lot, but I think it's time to refresh this 75-gallon tank. I got the big pleco in here, and there he is. It was kind of tough getting him in there. He was splashing all over the place. And now, look at my 75-gallon tank. It doesn't have as much fish as it used to. So I decided to keep these two angelfish right here. And obviously I'm gonna keep the catfish and the Oscar. But I got rid of everything else, the Danio, the cory cats, all the other angelfish. They're all in here right now. And I'm fixing to take them to the local fish store, and hopefully I can trade them in for some other fish. Stay tuned to find out what I'm getting. I'm pretty sure I know what I want already, and I have a feeling that you guys don't expect what I'm getting. You guys are probably thinking I'm gonna get something really common or something like that, but I'm not. I'm gonna get something really cool and something that you guys will actually enjoy. So stay tuned. So I am back from the store, and I traded in my fish, and I got some new fish, and I can't wait to show you guys what I got. So, as you guys know, the current stocking right now is the Oscar. I got two angelfish, I got an African cichlid, and I got the pictus and the shovel nose over there. So what did I get? Boom! Black ghost knives. I've always wanted one of these guys, and right now I'm just acclimating him just by temperature. Let me see if I can get some better lighting on him. Hold on just a second, guys. Ooh. Ooh, what a sexy little fish. Absolutely gorgeous. Now you might be wondering, you traded in all those fish, including the giant pleco, just for this fish right here? No, I got another fish that I'm gonna show you guys here in a second. But first, before I put the new fish in this tank right here, because he's pretty big, I gotta clean this tank. This tank is absolutely filthy, and it's really dirty. I don't like the way it looks, and I want it to be pristine and clean, and the water to be crystal clear before I add this fish in here. So I got the heater turned off because I'm going to be doing a big water change, maybe to about here, which is about 50%. And I don't think I've ever mentioned this in my video, but the type of heater that I use right here, I paid I think $100 for it. It might have been more, I can't remember, but I did order it off Amazon, and the reason why I bought it was because of this. Alright, so this heater is made from aquatop. I've had this heater since I got this 125-gallon tank, and the cool thing about it is it has this remote thing right here. You can adjust the temperature by pressing these buttons. You can turn it off here, and it lets you know when the heater is on. There's the power LED light right here. It's currently turned off because I'm about to do a water change. That's one of the cool things about this heater, that you can turn it off from the outside instead of putting your hand in the water and adjusting the temperature on the little nozzle at the top like the Aqueon heaters do, which is really annoying because, you know, I don't like getting my hands wet and dirty from the aquarium water. And also another thing that I wanted to mention is that these airstones right here, which produce these massive amounts of bubbles, which I feel like is attributing to the safety of these fish, which is keeping them alive, keeping them healthy, all that good stuff, because it provides so much surface agitation that, you know, they're not really gasping for air like they were before a few months back when I didn't have these airstones in. And these airstones were only like $3 a piece. So if you want to order any of these things that I just mentioned, I'll leave a link down below in the description. I highly recommend that you guys do it. These products are great, they work for me. So now that I've mentioned that stuff to you guys, let's go ahead and clean the water. Or should I say, I'm gonna go ahead and clean the water. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Okay guys, so it's been about 3 hours since I put the black ghost knife here into the aquarium. And I'll be honest with you guys, this was not the fish that I was planning on getting. I went into the store to get something in particular, and turns out they didn't have it. And I saw this guy, let me just zoom in on him a little bit, and I immediately fell in love with him. Now I know what you're asking, did you do research before you buy this fish? I'll be honest with you, I didn't. But did I do research when I got home? Yes, I did. I decided to go on Google and do some research. So if you plan on getting a black ghost knife, here are some things that you need to know about this fish. So 1, they have bad eyesight. And 2, they use their electric signals to find their food and find their prey. And another thing about this fish is that they are nocturnal. They mainly come out at night, and you should refrain from using bright lights during the daytime because that's when they're sleeping, but you can train them to, be more active during the day than at night. That's what I read online. Right now I'm using bright lights. Earlier he was hiding a lot behind this sponge filter. These fish, they love hiding spots, and it's essential that you give them some hiding spots. I don't have too many hiding spots in here, but I feel like this sponge filter and this rock will do. Although I should probably get him a cave pretty soon, which I will do. And they require very clean water, so I clean my tank once a week, or sometimes every 10 days, but every time I change out the water, I do at least 50% water change. Sometimes I'll even push it to 60%. And I also go through the gravel and get all that gunk out. You guys have seen me change out the water in here plenty of times. And these guys, they originate from South America. That's where they are from. They are native to South America. And I'm gonna put the scientific name here on the screen because I can't pronounce it. As far as temperature wise go, they are a warm water fish. You wanna keep them in between 73 to 82 degrees, which is what I have here in my 75-gallon tank. Now, he is pretty small right now. This is his grow out tank. I know these guys, they get very big. These fish get really huge. So eventually I'm gonna move him into the 125-gallon tank, but for right now, I'm gonna keep him in here, just like what I'm doing with the Oscar, the Pictus catfish, and the shovel nose. All of these fish, they're gonna get really big. This is just their grow out tank. The reason why I have them in here right now is because the fish in the 125-gallon tank, they're gonna pick on these guys. Even if they don't pick on them, if I were to just throw them in there right now, like what most of you guys want me to do, they will not be able to eat properly. I won't be able to target feed them like I want to because all of the other fish in there are very aggressive during feeding time, and they will hardly get any food in there. If I really want to beef them up, I got to keep them in here where they won't get, messed with the other big fish, or where their food won't get stolen by the other bigger predatory fish. So I'm keeping him in here for the time being. So this is what I got. I got a black ghost knife, and we're gonna try to feed him right now. I'm gonna feed him some krill and see how he does. I don't know why he's messing with the Java fern right now. It looks like he's actually trying to eat it. So they're usually not plant eaters, so I'm assuming he's really hungry right now. So let's go ahead and get some krill and throw some in there. So I got some small cut up krill right here. Well, hopefully it's small enough for the black ghost. I might have to cut him up even smaller because he has a really small mouth, but I'm gonna try a few pieces right now and see if he'll take it. So one thing that I forgot to mention is that the first few days and maybe even weeks, the BGK, he's gonna be pretty shy. He's not going to recognize me as a food source right away. So he's gonna be hiding a lot. So I just gotta be patient. So I'm gonna throw him this little small piece right here. And that was a bad idea, because now my angelfish is gonna eat it. Or my Oscar. Yep, Oscar got it. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, so there's a piece of krill right next to him. Oh, shovel nose got it. I'm gonna try dimming the lights a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Alright guys, so I just dimmed the lights a little bit. We're gonna have to be patient with this fish, and I'm a little nervous about this fish. I'm nervous about keeping this fish. It's my first time keeping this fish. I'm gonna try my best to keep it alive. You know, no guarantees. You guys know sometimes I lose fish and sometimes I don't. And hopefully this fish grows to be a monster, because, you know, that's what I want. And check out the Oscar, he's just chilling. I think I'm gonna call my Oscar Fat Boy. I think that's what I'm gonna name him. That's Fat Boy, y'all. I'm gonna call him Fat Boy. Alright, so I'm just gonna leave the black ghost knife alone, let him do his thing, and we're gonna check out some other fish that I got. Check him out, y'all. Check him out. Such a sexy catfish. I don't know if you guys have seen that video that I did where I was reacting to people's fish tanks, and there was a picture with this catfish in an aquarium on there. And I remember telling you guys, and I was like, what is this catfish? What type of catfish is this? I want this catfish. And somebody had said that this was called a sun eclipse catfish, I believe. And obviously it got its name because of that marking right there. And ever since then, I've been looking for this catfish to see where I can find it around my area. And get out of the way, carp. And I was lucky to come across this catfish at one of my local fish stores. And I told the owner, I said, give me that catfish right away. Bag him up, no questions asked. I want this catfish. And at first he was gonna give me a smaller one, and he was like, I don't think you want that one. You should come and get this one. And he points to this tank, and this guy, I didn't even see him in the tank. He was in this big overcrowded tank. I should have taken a video for you guys. I'm sorry for not doing it. And he picked up a rock, and behind the rock was this guy. And he's a lot bigger than the first sun eclipse catfish that I was gonna get. So I'm really happy with this catfish. And I also just did a water change. My aquarium looks so much better now. Like, it's improved a whole lot. A water change will make a big difference to your aquarium. If you don't like looking at your aquarium because of how dirty it is or whatever, take the time to clean it. I know you guys always like to say, you know, my tanks are dirty. Truth is, you know, I always do water changes, but my tanks, they get dirty so fast. So I know how frustrating it is, you know, having tanks where, you know, the filter can't keep up with the waste of your fish and all that stuff, and you have to it feels like you have to constantly do water changes. But to me, after I do a water change, it's rewarding, because if I do a water change and my tank gets to look like this for the next 5 days or whatever, and my fish look happy and pretty, then I'm gonna do it, you know. So these actually look like what are those yellow wild catfish? I caught one before and he bit my finger. He kind of looks like one of those, and he's just beautiful. I really love this catfish. You guys don't understand. I really love this catfish. He looks really nice, but I still love this one too. You know, you can't forget about this one right here. But he's not as pretty as this one. I think you guys can agree with me, right? Let's go ahead and try to feed this one. Maybe this fish will eat. I'm pretty sure he will. Catfish are one of the easiest fish to start feeding and keep. They pretty much eat everything. And when I first put him in here, you know, he was going crazy. He was just swimming all over the place trying to find like a hiding spot. But now he seems like he's comfortable. After I did this water change, his yellow is glowing and he looks great. By the way, I want to give a disclaimer, like I always do when I get new fish. I know a lot of you guys are like, did you quarantine? Look, as long as you pick out fish that look healthy, that don't have any obvious, you know, illness or parasites or anything like that, and as long as you take care of the water of your aquarium and the water is kept at a very warm temperature to boost the immune system of the fish, you're gonna be okay. If you're buying fish and you buy them sick and you don't know how to spot a sick fish at a store and you buy it and you don't quarantine, that's when you should learn how to quarantine. But me personally, I hardly ever quarantine any fish. Unless it's a fish that I really want and it's sickly and I buy it, then I'll quarantine it. But even if he was sick, let's say he was sick, right, and I got him and I had to throw him in here, then I would just get some Melafix and I would just start dosing that stuff. It's a big risk, but that's what I would do. Now, if you don't feel comfortable doing that, then don't do that. You know, this is my aquarium, these are my fish, this is how I take care of them. A lot of you guys are gonna disagree, and that's fine. But even with this disclaimer, people are still gonna leave comments down below in the comments section, and it's so annoying, guys. Like, enough with that already, alright? But let's go ahead and feed them. So I think I'm just gonna dump this whole thing in there, and hopefully everybody gets a piece. So here we go. And of course the largemouth bass is gonna eat the majority of it. And the new catfish doesn't care, but look, all of the krill is already gone, y'all. None of it even hit the ground. That's crazy. Yeah, that catfish is not interested in eating, which is normal, you know, for new fish. Every time you get a new fish, you know, most of the time, I'm not saying every time, but with me, you know, it always takes them 2 to 3 days until they start eating, until they get acquainted with me and they know I'm not a threat. And now my water is getting dirty again. Oh well. Krill really makes your water dirty really fast, but it's such a good food for your fish. Alright, so I mean, I think that's it. I think that's gonna be it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys liked the new fish. My name is MasterAquatics, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, and peace out.